Hey guys, thanks for joining me. So I wanted to make a video about three things. I want to do a recap of the Long Beach show. Now, I did do the Long Beach show as a vendor there, as a dealer, and you might have already seen the video from G's Mikey. If not, I'll definitely put a link in the description. But I also, other than the recap from the show, I also want to do a couple of really special shout outs, and I want to show you guys some amazing pickups. I go and I buy and I sell and I trade at the show, but this show was very special. I made some amazing pickups. Baseball, basketball, vintage, modern. Here's another, just a quick sneak peek of what I picked up. And once I'm done speaking, of course, I'll turn the camera around and I'll show you lots and lots of pickups, including some vintage wax that you might have already seen from G's Mikey's video. So anyhow, real quick recap. If you guys have not been to the Long Beach show, the Long Beach show has been around since like the late 70s, okay? It was originally a coin show for a very long time, became a sports show, and then after the junk wax era bubble popped, basically it just became 99% a coin show. Now it is, I would say, maybe about 10% or so a sports card show, but it's a very large show, so there's probably about 20-25 dealers, and they do a really good job of bringing in new dealers, new people, and they do a really good job of trying to grow the sports section. So anyhow, Long Beach show, guys, it comes around 3 times a year. It was just right now in February. There's also going to be one in the beginning of June 4th, 5th, and 6th. Okay, it's Thursday, Friday, Saturday, no Sunday. It's always like that. And then there's going to be another show in September. Okay, guys, and also there's another show which I will put a link to. If you're in Southern California, by the way, this is a very big deal because there's almost no shows around here. Okay, so we have to like mooch off the coin shows and other collectible shows, as you guys know, if you live in Southern California. Now, with that said, there will be a show that is strictly sports cards. Okay, like 99%. There might be a couple Pokemon cards here and there, but it is strictly sports cards, and it is in May of this year. Okay, so I'll go ahead and I will also leave a link to that show in the description. Yes, I will be setting up as a dealer there as well. Buying, selling, PSA will be there for submissions, and a couple other people as well, a couple other auction houses, etc. So without further ado, want to make a special shout out. Diamond Sports Cards, G's Mikey, 3000 Hitman, Psyched on Baseball Cards, and Frank Specie. And I want to make a very special shout out actually to these 3 gentlemen right here in the middle, because this is the first time I have ever seen them at the show. So G's Mikey, thank you so much for coming out there, man. It was an absolute pleasure, and thanks for recording me. It's like my only proof that I was there. And then 3000 Hitman, absolute pleasure, man. Thank you so much for stopping by the table and talking cards. And then Psyched on Baseball Cards, awesome guy, friend of the channel. If you guys haven't already subbed to these channels, please go ahead and sub to these channels. And just so you know, I have seen Diamond Sports Cards before at the show, and Frank Specie. So these 3 was just a very special thank you because it's the first time I've seen them. I also heard there was going to be Pepino Man and a couple other people who unfortunately couldn't make it. Please try to make it to the show at least one day, guys. There is a lot to walk around, and if you like vintage, okay, if you like vintage, low grade, high grade, singles, sets, if you guys want them graded or raw, this is the show in Southern California. A lot of the dealers bring vintage, and most of them, maybe not all, but most of them are willing to work with you guys, okay? So without further ado, those are my shout outs. That's a recap of the show. The Long Beach show happens 3 times a year, and there's another collectible show in May. So I'm gonna go ahead and turn the camera around, and I'm gonna show you all my pickups. So stay tuned for some really awesome pickups, guys. All right, give me a minute. Hey guys, welcome back. So now I'll do the reveal of, I guess, all my pickups and trades and everything I did at the show. I just want to let you guys know, I hope you watch this video all the way through, and the reason is, you know, I don't want to just show off cards. I'm going to tell you what I paid for them, what I traded for it, why I did it, why I thought it was a good investment or a good trade or a good buy, what I paid for it, how I paid for it. And I really want you guys to learn kind of the strategies that I've been using. I don't know, 15 years of buying and selling sports cards. I would say part-time. I definitely collected, you know, most of my life, but as far as buying and selling, it's been a good at least 15, 16 years since I was a teenager. So once again, if it's really tough for you to sit through an entire, you know, 20-minute, 30-minute video, do what I do. Just sort some cards or fill out some PSA submission forms, or, you know, organize some cards, go through your sets, you know, whatever it is. And, you know, that way you can sit through the whole video. So without further ado, I want to show you guys some pickups, vintage, modern, graded, raw, lots, single cards, and some vintage wax. A little bit of everything and multi-sport for everybody, okay? So first thing, I will show you this lot of cards that I picked up from Eric. Eric, shout out to you, bro. Eric is a friend of Diamond Yard Sports Cards, George. And I mean, like, not just a friend of the channel, like, he's an actual friend. And they always come down to the Long Beach show. So this is, I think, the second or third time I've seen them. Very awesome to work with them. And this is the second time Eric and I struck up a deal. So I traded him some high-end Kobe rookies and some cash. And in return, I got quite a lot of vintage. First was the Clemente back there. Let me try to focus in on that. Okay, so actually, you know what? Here, this is gonna work a lot better for us. Okay, so there's a Clemente and 58 All-Star Stan Musial, 58 All-Star Mickey Mantle, 57 Warren Spahn. Very nice card. I love 57. 63 Fleer Carl Yastrzemski. 57 Yogi Berra. 64 Hank Aaron. 60 Stan Musial. God, 60 is such a beautiful set. 58 All-Star Hank Aaron. 59 All-Star Hank Aaron. And 60 Bob Gibson. Absolutely gorgeous card. Why 6? Because PSA can. Beautiful card. Okay, next stack. Let's see here. A guy came up to me and he said he had some cards he's picking up from PSA for grading. And he said, am I interested? And I said, what is it? He said it was a Luka rookie and a LeBron silver Prizm. Now, obviously not, you know, they didn't make Prizms his rookie year, but like his, I don't know, few years ago. And he said if I'd be interested, and I said, did they grade 10s? And he said, if they grade 10s, you want them? And I said, absolutely. Well, they both graded 10s. He came back to my table and it was a man of my word. We struck up a deal and I bought it. So this is 2018. This is Emergent, so it's like an insert in his rookie year, so it's kind of a rookie. Gem 10, Luka. And then this is a 2015 Panini Prizm Silver, and that's also German 10. Yeah. That's much better. Okay. Oh, and okay, so what did I pay for these? So I looked them up, and this one was selling for about $60-$70, so I gave him 40. And then this one was all over the place. I mean, there's sales of like 100, there's sales of like 40, but they were on the way up, so I didn't mind paying him a little bit more. I believe I paid him about 60 because again, the prices were on the way up, and getting Prizms in Gem and 10 is not the easiest thing, at least not from PSA, and I wanted to pick it up while they still can, so before they go up even more. All right, next I got this Gavin Lux, which is not a pack pull, it's an in-person autograph card. Guy had a whole bunch. Apparently he knows Gavin Lux, and Gavin Lux signed a bunch of stuff for him. So I traded a Topps Derek Jeter. It's the one, I want to say it's 2007 2008 Topps, where it has George Bush and Mickey Mantle behind Derek Jeter in the stands and in the dugout. And so I traded that for this and some cash. And I do have a couple of those cards, so I didn't mind trading it away, although I love Jeter. But the reason why I did it is because right now Gavin Lux is, you know, very, very new, total rookie. Hasn't really, I mean, kind of proved himself, but not really. This is the season. So if he really picks up very well, you know, I'll be able to flip this card for maybe double, triple what I paid for it later on in the season. Okay. Next card, I actually traded with George from Diamond Yard Sports Cards for this. It was cash and trade. So I love Jordan. I'm actually going to do a showcase on my Michael Jordan collection, my PC, and I just added this beautiful baby to it. So thank you again, George. 1992 Fleer Tony's Pizza. Looks exactly like the other Fleer. Just a couple minor changes. I don't know if it's the back or I don't know exactly what, but nevertheless, awesome card, Gem in 10, and I want to say there is about 20 of these. I'm not exactly sure, I can check, but anyhow, so added this to my Michael Jordan PC. All right, next up, I bought a collection of cards from a guy, small collection, kind of like odds and ends. It was this Ken Griffey Jr Rookie right here. Let me actually grab that. I buy this card every single chance I get. Okay, I buy it. I mean, I want to buy a high-end one, at least 9 or 10 for my PC, but every time I buy this, if it's 8 or lower or just raw, I usually end up selling it. So I did buy this in the same collection. I bought this, which was very cool, 1979 Topps. It's Junior Kennedy, but it's a PSA 9. And the SMR on this is 250 bucks, so I thought it was a pretty cool pickup. They don't sell for nearly that much, but it's a tough 9, and 79 Topps is a tough year because it's always, if you look, it's always kind of like diamond cut. There's always a bigger gap on the right or the left centering. Even if the rest of the card is perfect, there's always a little bit of that issue. And in the same collection, I bought this Jordan. It's a 9OC, which I didn't like. I wish the guy put no qualifier. I mean, obviously this was going to get a 9OC or an 8OC, but anyway, it was what it is, Michael Jordan, but I love that card. And then, of course, I got this 76 Pete Maravich All-Star card. Greatest 7, nothing special, but anything Pete Maravich I love. And I want to say I paid for everything, I want to say I paid about $80. So about half of it would be the Griffey Rookie. And then these stuff, I mean, they're really not that big of a deal. And then I would be banking on this low pop, high-end 79 Topps card. That's why I purchased it. Okay, next up, let's see, what do I got? Let me put that there. Okay, next up, so this was a big trade. I traded a bunch of cards. I don't even remember half the stuff I traded, man. But it was some Jeter rookies that I had multiples of, and it was a big trade, guys. I honestly don't even remember exactly what it was, but let's see. So I traded almost equal value, but I thought that it was a little bit of a better investment right now to buy Zion. I know they're high, but they're getting higher. So this is a silver Prizm, 9.5, and it's what they call a true gem mint. All the subgrades are 9.5 or higher. In this case, they're all 9.5. But this is a beautiful, beautiful card. Okay, in that same trade, I got a Juan Soto, what is this, Topps Tribute, numbered out of 50 auto, and the auto is just amazingly perfect on this one. So I was happy to pick that up. And then lastly, dun 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 dun, I picked up this flawless Juan Soto. You can barely see it, but it's 5 out of 5. You gotta take my word for it. It's barely down here. You can see the serial number right on his little toe there. But this is just a beautiful, it's double patch. Most of these are single patch. This one's double. And then the autograph right in the middle. Absolutely beautiful. I love this card. And look at those patches, man. They're not regular red, white, and blue. I mean, these are like top-notch patches. So I was super excited to do the trade for this one. Hopefully Juan Soto, you know, starts off the season and ends with a bang. And if someone's interested in this one, I am willing to part with it. I did buy it to sell it, and I just thought it was a really good time to buy Juan Soto. So, all right, let me know, guys. All right, let's see what else. All right, so I did, since we're on basketball, or I mentioned Zion earlier, I did pick up a Zion base. Also, if you could see, this is also a True Gem Mint, all quad 9.5 subgrades. And this is a base. It doesn't have that silver shine. I know some people might not know, but you see that silver shine. They call that a silver. So this one's just a base rookie. So I love this card. Definitely, I don't know. I thought it was a good time to buy it. And then this one is one of my favorites. This is a Sekou. and it's a blue cracked ice, blue ice, whatever you want to call it. And this card is out of this world, man. I mean, all subgrades are 9.5, 9.5, 10, and a 9. And the card is just immaculate. It's drop dead gorgeous. I love it. And if you look, majority of the Prizms are unnumbered. This one is numbered 7 out of 99. So very cool, very low numbering. I love it. I love this card, and I think it's a great investment. Seiku's cards shot up just a little bit, and it came down just a little bit, and I thought it was a perfect opportunity to buy it. I think this guy is just a monster, and he's just going to get better and better. Okay, what else? I did pick up this Mantle. Guy just came in, and he had a whole bunch of T206s, and he walked right past by me, and he sold them to another dealer, and I was like, man, I wish he stopped at my table. But then he came back, and he's like, hey, do you buy cards too? And I was like, yeah, I do, buddy. And anyway, so I picked this up for about 130 bucks. So very nice Mantle. I mean, paid just under like what they go for. And I know the centering is not great, but who cares? I mean, look at the registration on this card. And the surface is just, it's like someone just took the photo with like an iPhone. Look at that thing. I forgot to tell you guys what I paid for these. So I paid, what did I pay? About $350. And the reason why I paid that, this one alone goes for about $250. And then this one, again, at one point it was about $150. At one point it went up to about $400 or $500. So it's kind of like the gamble in the deal. But I was happy to buy it because I love Seiku. And again, I think it will be a good time to pick it up and sell it later if things work out. All right, now for the vintage wax, guys, and this is super exciting, guys. So first, you might have seen this from G's Mikey's video. Again, G's Mikey video. 81 Topps Cello Rack Pack. So that's very cool. I was very excited to pick it up. Actually, you know what? I didn't even check to see if there was any known players. No, Don Robinson, Rick Watson, and the Oakland A's team. I don't know who's on top. It's like almost impossible to find out. But anyway, so that's that. In addition to that, I mean, and these are the very, very, very cool ones. 1978 Topps Rack Pack. Now, what's really cool about this, other than having the rookies right up top, I mean, very, very cool about this, is that the back card, first one, is none other than George Brett. Oddly enough, I mean, I'm not going to open it, but this George Brett card is actually a pretty tough George Brett card to pull out of this set. Not as tough as 1976, but 78 is pretty tough as well. Okay, and then the last rack pack that I picked up from the same guy was this absolutely insane 1980 rack pack. And yes, the middle card is none other than, again, George Brett. And look at that, man. I mean, very close to being dead centered. Beautiful card, sharp. And again, I'm not going to open it. I'm just going to keep it that way. But just an absolutely beautiful pack. And some rookies on the back. In addition to that, I did ask the guy to throw a couple things in just because I wanted to break it on the channel. Some 83 Donruss packs. And he was very nice enough to throw those in there. I mean, I did pay a hefty amount. Paid, what was it, about $300 or so for the pack. So, you know, he threw these in. That was nice. And then I was walking by a table. And guys, curiosity pays off sometimes, okay? Whoa, nice. So curiosity pays off, guys. If you see something and you have a question about it, don't be embarrassed to ask. Just jump on in there and ask. I mean, what's the worst that could happen? The person could say no, or maybe it'll be like, you know, too expensive. It doesn't matter. You never, ever, ever, ever assume and ever think you know everything, okay? For example, walking by a guy's table and I saw this behind him. And I said, hey, what's that box? Is that like a set or what is that? I don't know. I kind of saw it like this. And he goes, oh, there's just some 57 cards. And I go, are they low grade? And he said, oh, yeah, they're really low grade. And I said, okay, can I take a look? He said, yeah. So I got them, took a look, full of Hall of Famers. Okay, so Hank Bauer, Whitey Ford, Robin Roberts, Luis Aparicio, Richie Ashburn, Hoyt Wilhelm, Nellie Fox, Bob Lemon, Larry Doby. I mean, the list just went on. Al Kaline, and a lot of stars, Hall of Famers, or really good quality position players. Chuck Tanner, he's probably a common, but almost every single person I had heard of. So I went through this entire stack and I asked him how much, and he only wanted like 30 bucks for it. And although they're low grade, I mean, there's, you know, just the Al Kaline in here and a couple others are like 10, 15 bucks a piece. So for 30 cards, $30, 57 tops, I mean, dude, you can't beat it. So I said, I'll take it. So that was a pickup. All right. Now, my very last pickup, okay, at the show was a bunch of stuff. So I put it in this box. This one was one of those odd pickups most people would not buy, but also most people would not win. I promise you guys, taking the risk, getting out of your comfort zone, doing something you normally wouldn't do is going to pay off for you. And this guy came up. Now, this is a very neat box because I organized it. The way this originally came, I mean, the guy came up to me and he had 2, 3, 4 cards, okay, or like 5 or 10 like this in a stack. You couldn't even see who the players were. And every single like 3 or 4 or 5 cards were inside of a white envelope. And I mean, it was just the weirdest, ugliest thing. And then I went through it, and it was baseball, it was football, it was modern, it was vintage, it was basketball, there was some hockey, and I just went through it, and it was just mind-blowing just how disorganized it was. See, here's like 61 basketball, 53 baseball, here's like 80s hockey cards. I mean, just totally out of order. And this takes a lot of work, so you don't want to pay high for this. You don't want to like lowball or screw anybody over. But when you get an opportunity to buy a collection like this, it's a good opportunity to make money, guys. But keep in mind, you got to get enough value for your time. Okay, because this, I have to take every single one out. I have to look at the condition. I have to price it out. I'm definitely going to remove them from these really cheap, ugly holders. And they all have writing on them. There's a Joe Green rookie card. It's nice. Dick Butkus. So, I mean, Johnny Unitas, 2 of them. So, definitely some good cards. I paid about $100. I think maybe wanted a little bit more, but I want to say it was $100 of what we agreed on for this entire box. There's obviously probably about 5 or 6 cards, maybe about 10 cards that would pay for the whole collection, including, where is it? Where are you? I want to say there's a card in here I want to show you guys. Yeah, here it is, including a 69 Clemente and a couple other vintage rookies, all low grade, guys. But again, this is a collection where people walk up to tables all the time with collections like this, and most people just say no, I'm not buying, because it's just so much work. Again, they're super disorganized. You got to take them out of the holders one at a time. You got to put them in new holders. You got to look them up, and they're all over the place. You got to organize them by sport, by year, by brand. I mean, again, these are all over the place, guys, but these are also some of the highest margins that you will profit if you are looking to buy and sell, is these collections. So before you write them off, if somebody comes up with like a really messed up collection, like everything all over the place, and it was just like a really ugly collection of cards, don't just write it off, guys. Don't ever assume you know everything. Take a look. You never know what you'll find. You know, like here, there was some, 90s Ken Griffey's, and then there's some 70 tops. Again, collection is all over the place, but you never assume you know what you're looking at, guys. And these are great collections to pick up. What was this? Oh, Jim Palmer. Very nice. Anyhow, guys, thank you for joining me. I hope that was educational. I hope you guys kind of learned like what to pay, how to price things out, and definitely to take risks and just try it out. Don't say no. Again, I always say this, but don't think you know everything. You never know what's going to come to your table. Go to the shows, walk around, and enjoy yourself, guys. These shows are awesome, especially the Long Beach show and some of these Southern California shows. They got to be great because we get them 2, 3, 4 times a year. So you're gonna go, you better make it good. Anyway, guys, thank you for joining me. I hope you're still with me. If you're still watching, thank you. And once again, guys, just want to do a quick shout out to a G's Mikey, 3000 Hitman, and Psyched on Baseball Cards as well. Thank you, guys. It was a pleasure meeting you guys for the first time in person. But also, thank you guys for coming out to the show. I hope you had a great time. I do have a 1,000 subscriber contest giveaway right now. I will put a thumbnail at the end of this video. Please go ahead and check it out if you haven't already. And there's a million channels to watch, guys. I absolutely appreciate you watching mine. Thank you. And until next time, keep on collecting, guys. Oh, and by the way, maybe some of you already know, I will be on Mike Baseball Collector's show next month in March. His show Beyond Cardboard. So I don't know the exact date. Mike and I haven't worked out the details yet, but I will be on that show. I hope you guys can be there to watch and ask any questions you have. It will be the first time for me ever going live, not, you know, on my own, but on another channel. So that's going to be a lot of fun. Anyway, guys, I've talked enough. Thank you for joining me. Have a great night. Until next time.